Hi.
Hi, Smita.
Hi, Pam. How are you?
Doing good. It's been a hectic day though, but all well.
Okay. So I'm just waiting for few more people to join. So one or two people, I'm just waiting for people to join. Once they join, we can start off.
Sure, sure.
So you had a hectic day, I know, and I think you've just come back from work as well,
I
right?
know I have to travel tomorrow morning, and it's a road trip that I've never taken to Nagpur. So lots, lots had to be thought about for the road
Yeah.
trip.
So yeah, must be exciting also because first
It's very
first road trip.
exciting, yeah. 1,000 kilometers, 20 hours, breaking midway, for the night. So
Hmm.
it's going to be exciting.
So you're staying somewhere in between when you're traveling,
Yeah,
like
I'm staying in a very nice place in Orcha. It's in MP, Madhya Pradesh.
hmm.
And it's supposed to be very arty. It's supposed to be, in fact, the Khajuraho of that side.
Hmm.
So, looking forward to it. And MP Tourism has the best property there.
Hmm.
So it's highly recommended. There was an art festival also over there. So I highly recommended, and I thought that we should stop by over there.
So I think let's start. So this is Pam. As you know that I've started with this Kapipoa session season 2 again. So just wanted to meet up with you.
Congratulations. I think you're doing so great. I wish, I was leading a life like yours, where, you're doing all these shows and, so connected with people around and doing such good work. I love it.
So I'm inspired by people around me as well, like people like you. A lot of friends who support me for everything, and they are an inspiration for my life too. So yeah, welcome to our Kapipoa session season 2, and welcome all the viewers as well. So this is our second season, and we are. This season is with a series called. It's beginning with a series called Ittifaq series, which means coincidence. And today we have with us Anupam Sanghi. She's a lawyer by profession. She believes in holistic living, and she's based out of Delhi as of now. She has a law firm in Delhi, and apart from her professional life, she has a very lively personal life too. She travels a lot. She's a writer. She reads a lot, and she's surrounded by a lot of books when you visit her place as well. So I'm just asking. We call her Pam basically, and she's my one of my first travel buddy. And I'm glad that I met her during my travel, and it's been from 2017 onwards. It's been a great connect with her. So I just want Pam to say hi to you guys as well.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to connect with Smita's friend circle, and thank you, Smita, for inviting me over to your show.
So yeah, so Pam, I know a lot about you through my travel experience with you, the first travel experience, because we were roomies at that point of time. But I want to know more about you, basically. So, what is a life mantra, basically, Pam?
My life mantra very simple: spread happiness.
Okay.
But the purpose of the biggest purpose of my life is to spread happiness.
That's great. That's a nice mantra because that's what is required. So if you can spread happiness and make people happy, bring a smile on their face, that's what is needed in today's time. So yeah, Pam, I know that you were born and brought up in Nagpur and then you moved to Delhi. So just tell us about some fun times in Nagpur, basically.
How much time you have? I can take days to talk about it. So Nagpur was great fun. I think a small town life has so much simplicity, and there's a lot of playing on the roads, playing in the park, and there are a lot of sports while growing up. Going on your bicycle, uh, then you graduate to a two-wheeler. So I had a brother and a lot of friends who used to play sports with me, especially table tennis. I was playing competitive table tennis, so very seriously into sports. And I used to take their bikes and make them sit behind me. So I used to ride either a Kawasaki or a Yamaha, and they would sit behind me. So
So you,
that's how, life in Nagpur was. And then I myself had my own kinetic scooty, which I used to think ये तो वो scooty है. But I would ride the motorbikes of my guy friends and my brother and all, and I would always make us sit as pillion riders. So this is
uh,
the kind of life, and we never called each other before dropping into a friend's place.
hmm,
We would just sit on the bikes and just reach there because everything is just 5 minutes away. Instead of calling, that concept wasn't there that you call and find out whether it's a good time to come or do you want to meet. There's nothing like that. You just drive past and you just land up over there. Then when I
hmm.
was 16, I wanted to drive the car, so I happily learned it from the driver. And when I told my father that now I know how to drive the car, so I want to drive your car. So he lost it completely. He said, who taught you how to drive? I'm going to, sack the driver who taught you without my permission and all that. And he was so upset that I learned driving on my own. He said, in any case, I am not going to allow you to drive till you don't have a proper
Yes.
training and a license. So he made me go through the training after I had already trained secretly myself. Made me go through the training with I'm forgetting the name of the institute. It was so funny. Everybody would learn from them. And I told them, no, no, I don't want to drive this Maruti. Please get the biggest car. So they got the ambassador car for me. I said, I want to drive the most difficult car because I already know this Maruti Sharti. So if I have to train, then कुछ अच्छी गाड़ी में सिखाओ. And then I learned from. So then when I learned the ambassador, with those gears 1, 2, 3, 4, ऊपर नीचे, and then when they would get the Maruti, I would zip and I used to, enjoy behaving as if I don't know how to drive. So the police can't, do it. So they can't, find me for, learning. So we always had that learning thing, the L behind it, no? So, and the teacher always had the gears also, so they had one control themselves. So I would go like this. Police को
Hmm.
काट के ऐसे कर दिया, बहुत मस्ती की है.
So you were a tomboy when you were growing up? Or
Totally. And my mother made sure that I look like one also because she was so lazy. She never, this is, never had this long hair. She always
hmm.
had boycott for me. So
Hmm.
she didn't want to comb and make plaits, and also, she always kept that boycott for me. And so my name is Anupam. I had a boycott. So many times in school, my I-card and all those documents would go in the boys' line. So I would first get into the boys' line, get my stuff, and then even in college, in college we were like very scared. Also, some of the boys were gundas, in my college. So to stand in the boys' line required some different type of guts also. So it was
Yeah. So I
crazy.
remember the name confusion. I also had it because when we were trying to talk to each other on the first trip, whether I should pick you up or whether we should go together and all. And I was thinking, why this guy is asking me to pick him up and just take him along to the airport, and then suddenly I realized the voice behind this the voice is of a female, and then I realized, oh, there's a confusion. I think that was an icebreaker between us, and we started talking. Yeah, that was fun
Yeah.
times basically.
Yeah, so
So,
that happens quite often with the banks, with even my passport came as Mr. Anupam Sanghi and then I have to get it changed. So
mm,
people are just not used to. I'm very happy that my mother named me Anupam. It means unique, and
mm,
I don't know how she brought me up. I think whatever I face is always very unique, and I find myself always in unique situations, and I love it because I love this kind of adventure in any case.
yeah. So I know by nature you're very adventurous and fun-loving and basically very curious as well. I've seen you asking questions and getting to know also. Whenever you visit a place, also there will be a lot of n number of questions. So people know कोई तो आई है जो पढ़ी लिखी है जो questions पूछने वाली है. So that's वो सबसे पहले पूछते हैं what's your profession basically? Why are you asking those questions, right?
Really, I didn't realize that, I was
I
curious
remember
even
one of
in
the
Ladakh.
so maybe you because the nature है ना वो basically
हाँ,
profession का थोड़ा बहुत तो आता ही है.
obviously.
You ask
हाँ.
questions, yeah. So how is it different for you both cities, basically Nagpur and Delhi? Delhi is a big city and a metro city, and Nagpur is a very small tier two city. The life must be very different at both places.
Yeah, so in Nagpur we are very bindas. And
Hmm.
when I came to Delhi, uh, just now I just shared my driving experience. So my father had sent one of those Maruti cars for us to Delhi. Um so I didn't even think about it. I just drove to my office. In that car. मैंने सोचा ही नहीं कि Delhi traffic will be different. Will I understand the traffic rules? And then
Hmm.
I realized that, oh my God, I'm driving on Kasturba Gandhi Marg and I'm, on this India Gate ka those 8 exits. So, but just take life in the stride, and we've been brought up that way. So I just did it, and I would that I still am like that. Sometimes I realize, oh, why didn't I think about it, and life just happens, and then you just go with the flow. So one thing is that you're bindas, you go with the flow. The other thing is that there's a lot more simplicity. So it's very difficult to plan and talk to people, or be very self-conscious,
Hmm.
be very aware of your image or your status. That still doesn't come to me.
Yeah,
And
I'm in.
even in the profession, you've got to be formal to some extent, and got to be aware. So to some extent, of course, I think I've got rewired into Delhi. But a lot of things would just happen out of simplicity, and when I go back, I see people are still like that, you know. And simple living, and in the some of the places you'll find you're having very intellectual drawing room conversations, but people are not really worried about doing things, executing kal kya hoga, and that go getter type of aggressiveness that I see in Delhi especially, in busy metros, or in Delhi especially, that kind of aggression is not there. And people are not really in a rush, and it's so laid back. So I really find it very easy when I go back over there, that
Hmm.
you just laid back. Time just passes easily. Over here, you constantly planning ahead, but nothing like that over there. Even when
Hmm.
the other professionals from our family, when they visit us in Nagpur, they
Hmm.
find that just sitting at home with a book is so relaxing. They
Hmm.
don't want to go out like we used to show off, to our Delhi cousins, that we can take you here and take you there, and this is a new place, and this is a new corner, and this and that. But they were not interested, because they would find this lack of time pressure blissful, I would say.
Hmm.
They would just come to just chill there.
Hmm.
So, and I feel that now, so I can totally relate to it now. And the good thing is that Nagpur has grown into a very nice looking city, town.
Hmm.
Um, and it's, of course, roads are much better. It's also crowded, and it's got malls and all that. But still, I would say, it still has that charm of second tier, two tier, smaller place,
Hmm.
and
So
everybody knows everybody.
yeah. So
You
my
land up
aunt.
in a club, you meet the whole town. It's like that.
Mhm. So my aunt is from Nagpur. So my mother's cousin sister is based out of Nagpur. So we used to take a train from Delhi to Kerala. That was called Kerala Express. So it used to be a 48 hours ka journey, and we used to. I think we used to get down at there was used to be a break at Nagpur for half an hour or so. So उस समय मासी हमारे लिए oranges लेकर आती थी. So that
हाँ.
was a so,
I know much is talked about the oranges of
yeah.
Nagpur. Although I find them quite okay. I think you find good oranges everywhere. And
Everywhere.
there's
Yeah. So
one
my
Santra Barfi and all that. No, it's nice. It's nice to get that stuff for people who love it.
yeah.
And
So my
yeah, that
know that
Kerala Express is one painful express, I must say.
या सो या मुझे वो नागपुर का वो ये हमेशा याद रहता है बचपन का कि वो ब्रेक मिलेगा, विल गेट फ्रेश फ्रूट्स फ्रॉम देयर, एंड प्रोबेबली हम तो बहुत छोटे थे तो हमें पानी भी मिलता था, 2 दिन से तो नहाए नहीं होते थे, तो हमें उस पानी के नीचे बच्चों को सबको डाल दिया जाता था, देन वी यूज्ड टू पिक अप दोस ऑरेंजेस व्हिच हैज बीन गिवन टू अस, एंड देन अगले जर्नी शुरू हो जाता था. तो बिकॉज समर वेकेशन
हाँ
अराउंड दिस टाइम बेसिकली यूज्ड टू हैपन, सो वंस व्हाइल गोइंग आल्सो वी यूज्ड टू मीट द फैमिली एंड आल्सो व्हाइल कमिंग बैक आल्सो. सो हमारे लिए मतलब वो यादगार था कि बचपन में नागपुर में रुकना, नागपुर के संतरे खाने. That was it. So yeah,
bless
Anubhav,
you,
I want
Faisal.
childhood days were really, really good. I mean, I just don't
And my
want to grow
father
it.
is also pretty, crazy about those oranges. So he will pack like hundreds of them and send them to all his brothers and sisters in
Hmm.
Delhi. So I know that place.
So yeah, Anubhav, you know that Nimittam is the name of the initiative which we started last year, and Kapi Poha session is part of that initiative. So what we are looking at is upskilling youngsters with life skills, developing the life skills for them, so that they can cope up with the hardships in life, or they can lead a better life, and that is the way I wanted to serve back to give back to the society basically. So for these youngsters, the main concept which we thought was life skill. There are 10 life skills which WHO recommends as well, and which are very essential. So because when I was working for last 15, 16 years, never realized it. It was in a rat race and all. Once I came back from that, I went for a travel, and then once I came back from that sabbatical, and once my travel was finished, that's what I was looking for, a purpose in life. Then I realized that importance of life skill, that because which helps you survive in this world. So when you meet people from local places in mountains and all, you understand what basic needs they have, the skill set they should have, and what is missing between the rat race and the slow down pace. There's a gap. So if we build those skill sets which we need in our life, whatever the situation may be, you'll fit in anywhere, and you will actually. And the purpose of developing a life skill is not to, like achieve everything or go into a rat race or something. It's to like live your dream life basically. That everything is possible. Nothing is impossible for anybody who's coming on the chat show. Also, they are leading a life like you are leading a very happy life, a fulfilled life. So that is the life mantra which I wanted youngsters to understand by these chat shows, that these guys who are doing well in life, they're following what makes their heart flutter. So they can also do that. They do not have to follow the norms and all. That's the reason this all things started off. So now I wanted to know, what is your view about life skills, how important they are.
Of course, I think they are very important because there are many times you feel that you can't adapt to a new situation, especially the world that we are living in. It's so fast paced that it's very tough to sometimes adapt to new situations, especially for these younger kids. You know, they come out of their school, colleges with lots of hopes, and the real world is boom, very different, you know, and it's so competitive for them compared to what we had to face. So I feel life skills are very important, and it's very important to think creatively at such times. And if you feel that in whichever situation you want to be absolutely happy, you want to find happiness in that situation, then you'll find ways. So
Hmm.
I would tell the youngsters that enjoy everything that you do, and think of how you can make the other person happy instead of thinking of finding a very difficult job. I mean, finding a good job that is very difficult to find, and aiming for all those things that they have, the top notch job and stuff like that. I feel if they feel that let me just see how I can contribute, and
Hmm.
how I can make people happy in this organization by my contribution,
Hmm.
then the approach will be very different. So
Yeah.
creative imagination and creative thinking to fit yourself into a new situation for the youngsters, especially even for us. And the other thing is that how will you do it? Only when you have empathy. This I feel what I've learned over the years, that empathy is so important because
Hmm.
this whole universe actually runs on compassion. The way
Yes.
the trees and nature works, what makes the universe actually work beautifully, facing storms, the sun rising every day, and the clock moving, the universe, the earth rotating around, and the universe running in the same fashion, relentlessly, is only because of compassion. And they can, coexist. Everything
Hmm.
coexists with each other, bad weather, good weather, trees with others. So I remember reading in one of the life philosophies that actually we and the trees, we don't have the DNAs are not very different. So we don't
Hmm.
have very different DNAs, so you can actually feel intimate with as intimate to anybody else in front of you, and the way you feel with yourself, or even the trees. So there's no difference between human being, trees. So you should feel so comfortable that this other person is just like a person like you know
Yeah.
or I would say that has the Buddha nature like you have, or the highest good that you have in you, or the goodness like you have. So when you see goodness in others, and when you put yourself in their shoes, you can develop empathy. And when you get out of your ego, it's not easy, of course, because mind works only on ego. When you get out of this, when you want to learn and enjoy these skills, I think that's when life becomes a joyride, because then any rough situation is still a joyride, because it's adventure. It's okay, embrace changes,
Hmm.
and just adapt.
Mm. So I remember an incident where my parents had shifted back to Kochi, this Vipin, this place where I'm staying right now, and my father was had started planting trees and stuff like that. And then later on, when I used to come on a vacation for a weekend and all those things, he used to talk to those plants basically, flowers and trees and all those things. And there were coconut trees already there in our compound. He used to talk to them, and as if he's talking to me, he's like kids. He used to talk to them as his own children, basically. So I used to feel very jay because the way he used to talk to them is like, and it used to make me like, he can only talk to me like that. He shouldn't talk to anybody else. That's a feeling I used to get. But he said, no, the way you are, the trees are also like that for me. They're like my children. So now I can relate what
Oh,
you're saying.
lovely! You actually saw a person live that kind of attitude and that approach.
My father used to ask, so today it's too much of heat now because it's not raining. He used to talk like that. So as if you're talking to a small child or something. And I used to feel,
So
what is it?
cute.
Now my mother does it. My mother is after the plants. She has an organic garden. She also does that. She goes and talks to the leaves whenever she's plucking those chilies from the garden and all. She will be talking to them. She'll be taking care of them as their own babies. So yeah, and sometimes I
Oh,
feel no,
you
that is so.
actually encouraged me. I know that they do this, and I've read about it, but I've never tried. So you encouraged me to actually go ahead and try. My mother has a beautiful garden in Nagpur, and I'm going right there. So it's
So now, so
gonna,
you
I'm gonna
tried
give
this.
it a shot.
I think. I think for me, for my mother, it has been really good. Gardening has helped her out a lot because she had gone through a stage when I lost my father in 2016. She had gone through a stage where it's not a very low phase when she was missing her partner at that point of time. And I think coming back to gardening and all helped her out to come out of it because she could feel that there is somebody there she can talk to basically when she was staying alone
Yeah.
in this big house. Yeah. So, Pam, I want to know about your hobbies as well. You read a lot, you travel a lot. So, tell us about your hobbies as well. So youngsters can get to know that apart from work, there are other aspects also you focus on,
Yeah, so I
which is
like to be
very
very
important.
active with workouts, with racket games, going to the sports club. I love it, that feeling, very bustling, active with activity. So I love that atmosphere. Then I also love reading. So um, and travel, but now it's not easy
But,
to travel.
yeah. So read travel books, so be a traveler in your head, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's the best thing. My grandfather used to say that if you read a book, it helps you travel anywhere in the world. So, and travel into other people's thoughts, into a new place. So there's nothing like that. And my mother used to say that, if you learn how to sing, you will not miss anyone, will not long for somebody's company, because Even if there's no electricity or there's nobody around, you can always hum to yourself and you can always be happy with that. And with with this kind of coaxing, she sent me to learn sare gama and that classical music, and I used to hate it because my friends were playing outside, on the road, and I used to keep looking out of the window. But now I really value that actually.
Yeah, that's there. So, Pam, what I've done this from this season two is that I want to do some rapid round with people as well to know, have some fun time. It's just not only the chit chat, but also some questions for you. So I'll just get my paper first so that I can ask you few questions. Okay? Oh, I
Oh,
hope you're okay
shoot.
with it. Yes, I'm going to
Please.
shoot all the questions to you now. So, what is always in front of you but won't be seen, but can't be seen at all?
What is in front of me but can't be seen?
Yes. Guess, guess, guess.
What? Love?
Hmm.
I don't know.
It's future.
Oh God. Okay, okay. Future.
Okay,
Actually,
where
today,
does
nowadays, the future is so shocking that people are constantly thinking of the future and constantly trying to get shocked with what's happening.
yeah? So next one is, where does today come before yesterday?
Sorry,
Where does today come before yesterday?
where does today come
Come before
before
yesterday.
yesterday?
Where does it come? Guess, guess, guess. Books. Just giving you a hint. Books. Just from there you can guess what it could be. Dictionary.
Dictionary. Oh, today come before. Oh God, it's serious. In Syria.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So these things I've learned from
T
my kids.
before Y. Okay, okay. T before
So
Y.
yeah,
Okay.
so I used to have I love kids a lot. So I have a big kiddie gang in Noida, as well as wherever I go, I normally get a gang of kids. So those and the guy and the kids generally are very inquisitive, and they will ask a lot of questions, and I mean, lot of one-liners, jokes, and stuff like that. So from there, I picked it up
I
basically.
know, I know. For them, that's
That's how.
really
And
good fun.
probably I've
Huh.
never even
They
answered
show
any
off
of
with
them.
that.
Yeah, they show off करते हैं कि हमें आपसे ज़्यादा पता है. That's right. So I used to go
Huh.
for swimming classes in between. So I used to have a gang there. So they used to trouble me. They used to ask me questions like that. So if
Hmm.
I'm able to answer, they'll teach me something. If I'm not able to answer, they will not teach me that day. So that's how they
Yeah.
used to. So yeah, and then I learned a trick with them that I will tell them a story. Then they will, because I was not able to answer the riddles and all. So I told them, yeah, better I'll tell you a story. You teach me swimming. That's how it changed. Otherwise, they were every day. I used to like, यार कुछ भी नहीं पता है. Whatever they were asking me, I was like, इतनी बुद्धू. I mean,
Yeah.
ऐसा लगता था because they will have all those funny questions. Yeah,
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
one. Okay, what kind of band never plays music?
This should be easy. Some band. Some word with a band, right?
Hmm.
Hair band,
Rubber band.
rubber
Airband, rubber.
band. One is the same thing. One is the same thing.
So what has many teeth can't bite? What has many teeth but can't bite?
I pass.
Simple as comb.
Ah, okay.
Okay. And what can fill a room but takes up no space?
Laughter.
Light.
Okay.
Laughter is a good one, but yeah, light. Light जलाते space की जरूरत नहीं है. It fills up the
Hmm.
room. Acha, next one is very interesting. Okay, what is so fragile that saying its name breaks it? Very interesting. I couldn't get this one also. What is
So
so fragile?
fragile that
Saying
saying its
it's
name break. Heart. No.
silence. So
Silence.
fragile. The moment you say it, it's
Good
broken.
one. Ah.
So yeah, so I
Good,
think
good. This is good fun.
Yeah, so I just thought I'll add this rapid fire as well because it's not has to be all serious talks as well. So yeah, any messages for our youngsters, young crowd who's watching the show, will be listening in Spotify this episode as well.
Guys, just have fun. There are so many different ways to have fun, even in a lockdown. Don't waste even a day, even a moment feeling depressed. Just pick up something that you haven't been able to do, maybe a hobby. I can see Smita's guitar. I wish I could pick it up and learn that. There's so many things I want to learn. And you'll also feel that, oh my God, I've come here and I haven't learned this and that. You can do it now. Just do it. Just go for it. Don't worry about this future. Don't worry about career, nothing. It's a time that we are getting to really look within, look around, be with family. I know it gets too much to, just see the same people over and over again. It's been more than a year, it's been almost 2 years. But
So yeah,
you
so
can
in our
use your creative imagination and find new things to do.
so
Please do it.
Pam, this
We have
series, yeah.
unlimited potential to do anything, unlimited wisdom. We'll get it.
Mm. Yeah. So as you know, this is an Ittifaq series. Ittifaq means coincidence. Do you have any examples where you there of coincidence in your life?
Lots of coincidences, especially with books. The books that I have been gifted, have
Mm.
been gifted at a time when I read and I said, oh, this is something that I really needed. Or when I picked it up much later, like, I was talking about Future Shock. This was a book that I had taken from a friend, or he'd given it to me in 2008 or something. And today it's so relevant that I picked it up again, Alvin Toffler's Future Shock. And I saw that, I can relate it to the technology changes and the regulatory changes that are happening today. Then a lot of other life philosophy books, Louis Hay. And I wouldn't really, pick up and read these books, or even books that I had bought, which I just happened to pick it up and I say, oh, this is something that I'm actually, writing about. And I picked up a book from, by Arun Maira. He's written about transformative systems. And I was writing a paper on the, competition policy. And I could use stuff, and then I presented it before the OECD. It was so relevant, the stuff that he had written about. So I think with books, with people that I've met, people like you, I've had great connects, So, yes, life has been full of very, very nice coincidences.
Yeah. So for me, the book which I wrote is also I met somebody. I did not know the end. People were telling me to write books. I just started writing my series also, but I didn't know how to put an end to my book. Basically, I went so the ending happened for me is a coincidence. I met somebody on a train trip, and when I was listening to that lady's story about her daughter, I think I've asked her to come on the show as well. She was talking about her daughter basically, and it was such a beautiful feeling when she was describing about her feeling for her daughter. I could relate to my own mother, the way, and
Hmm.
the entire life was, I mean, it was coming in front of me that how I've lived my life. So, I mean, that was a coincidence and give me a beautiful just to end my book as well, end the
Yeah,
story like that. So, so many
great.
coincidences. I think probably when you
Yeah,
travel, I mean, each coincidence happens that it takes me to the next level.
absolutely.
I had
So,
like
yes, wish everybody lots of coincidences.
yeah, believe in coincidences. इत्तेफाक होते हैं life में and enjoy
Yeah,
those इत्तेफाक which I'll say.
yeah. Thank you.
So Pam, thank you for your time for coming on the show and all the best wishes for your book which you plan to write and all the best for your future professional endeavors and the other things which you're into. Have a nice trip to Nagpur. Enjoy yourself there and try this therapy of talking to the plants as well.
I
Convey
will, certainly, certainly, I do. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Have a great new series. I look forward to other shows, and I look forward to all your, new initiatives. I look forward to meeting you, Smita, and
sure.
I look forward to reading your book, though. before I meet you, so that there's so much to catch up on. And I wish our younger generation the most beautiful future they could get.
Thank you so much.
Thank
So,
you. All the very best.
keep
Bye.
safe. Thank you. All the best to you as well. Thanks, viewers, for watching our show. Hope you had a great time. Enjoyed our new segment of Fun Quiz as well. Let's catch up next Saturday with another interesting personality. Take care. Bye till then.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye everyone. I think, yeah, there was no.